We're in Stanley, and about 5 or 6 weeks time we're going to be here again for the beginning of the Gone Nuts 101 race. This is where it starts. Behind us is the nut. We do a lap around the top of that and then head down this coastline inland a little bit, and we're going to hope to do a couple of the race stages over the next probably 2 or 3 days. We're looking to do tomorrow the first stage, which takes us in through to Morbana, down this stretch of coastline, and I think it's about time we went and got some days. Next morning I set off for what I thought was going to be a pretty straightforward run. Up and around the nut, down the beach, and then up the old train line to the end of the first stage in the hills of Morbana. So here we've been heading down the beach for a couple of kilometres, and the water crossing was coming up that had given people so much trouble last year. But we'd checked out the maps the night before, and before long we were over the other side and heading down towards Black River. What do you mean a little bit longer? Hang on, yeah, what do you mean a bit longer? Look, you ran an extra 12 kilometres. Yeah, went through a little longer. Did you tell them about Flo? 25, true. How deep the water was by the time she got there in the afternoon? Look, I think you better show them. Yeah. Look, I guess to be fair, I didn't end up going the quickest way. If you look at the map, you can see I've come down all the way into the bay with this first water crossing and then the second one, and then had to go all the way back up around the top of that land spit there. All being well, this is the water crossing, or the first of them. Oh dear, this footage looks dreadful. This is taken with my iPhone, not with the GoPro or the bigger camera. And it's all fogged up, as you can see, and really not all that stable. Flo had the GoPro with her when she came through a few hours later on, probably later on in the afternoon. So you'll see what she had to contend with. But this looks dreadful. So I've got a feeling on the new course that the crossing is straight over that way. Okay, over on the other side there's some more of these pylons, and I'm hoping that that's going to take me across the most sensible way. As I said, I think it was going to be knee deep, and as far as I can see it looks like the tide's still going out, so I suspect it won't be quite as deep as this. 37k is what I ended up with instead of the 25 that we'll have to do on race day, hopefully. After this last water crossing, I ran backwards and forwards on the beach looking for a way over the top of the sand spit, which has got fairly thick bush actually, and I wasn't willing to dodge all the snakes, so I ran up and around the sand spit, which added a few k's on as well, and then down towards Black River. And from there, look, it should have been pretty easy going up underneath the bridge, along the train tracks that are no longer in use, but it's only another, what, 200, 300 metres of elevation, and maybe another 10-15 kilometres up to where the first aid station is going to be. But the train lines were so overgrown with gorse that there was no really easy way for me to get through that without scratching myself to pieces. So look, I took to gravel roads and a couple of sealed roads and made it up. In fact, ended up running past where the aid station's going to be, missed the turn off, and ended up miles down the road. Yeah, so look, good run anyway. Flo picked me up, we headed back to Stanley, and then it was her turn.
Getting there.
And she was getting there, but what Flo didn't see was the deeper water just ahead.
I'm following Nord's feet. Here they are. Can you see them?
Meanwhile, we jumped in the car and headed down to the Black River Bridge to meet up with Flo, who was just discovering that she had one more water crossing to deal with. How was it?
Wet. Very wet. And very...
You seem to pick up high tide, huh? Did you come
Yes.
through here at high tide? I came through here this morning at, I don't know, it was lower than this at least anyway, but...
Yeah, I can see your feet, the track,
Oh,
the trail.
yeah, where I was.
Yeah.
I saw some
Even
footprints.
underneath the water, you can see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that first water crossing like?
I went up. No, the second one was really deep. I had to come back. And then the first one was like this height.
Was waist high and then...
a bit higher. And the second one, yeah, was a bit too high up. So I had to carry my phone. It's not waterproof.
Waterproof, yeah.
So it was a bit scary.
This is what the runners probably encountered last year when they got the tides wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, there's the bridge. There's a track up to the right somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You see it? Next day we headed down to the Rocky Cape National Park to do the third stage of the race. I ran early, and then by the time we got back for Flo to run later that afternoon, the sea fog had rolled in.
It's really nice up here. It's pretty wild. This is where I'm going. But I'm here. Look at it. The first sight of the sea since I've started to run. The Nord's footsteps. They're leading this way, so I might have followed them. Lovely bait.
While Flo was heading along Sisters Beach, we jumped in the car and drove down the coast a bit to catch her coming along the last of the rocky bays into Boat Harbour. Well, how was it?
It was really nice. The beginning was really nice, the hilly bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not very fond of of beaches. I'm very
The
bad
beaches,
at it.
that was the bit that I didn't like, all
Yeah.
those bays and the sand, the flat sandy beaches.
Yeah, and my head is not strong enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the hills are really nice.
Hills are not bad, eh?
It reminded me of Austria and the race we did there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice bit of the course. I think it's the best one so far.
Yeah, yeah. Your feet are pretty dirty, but
Are they? Yeah. Oh dear. I don't know where this comes from. Oh well.
I reckon you were going for a swim.
I will. Going for a swim.
So it seemed like Flo's unexpected dip in the ocean yesterday hadn't put her off swimming altogether. Well guys, thanks very much for watching. Flo's just back from a 50k run this morning, so looking pretty chipper. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, all being well.
Yeah, see you next week.